Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to that here show. Stories written by a current prisoner with your favorite journalist, Tony, Mr. Going Back to School. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say it. I just enrolled in school. I'm going back to school next semester. It is that easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised it was that easy, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you, man. Do not waste no time. This is your sign, man, to go to back to school. Go on Google, search up a trade. You want to go back to the medical field, look up whatever you want to do, something that makes you happy, something that you're into. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. More than likely, I guarantee you that there'll be a trade school, a community college, a regular college around your community that could provide you for what you're looking for. Enroll, man. There's more than enough time to prepare yourself before the next semester begins. Don't waste no time. Nah, not no 6 years. I'll do it next year. Nah, forget that, homie. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow's never promised. Let's enroll in school today. Man, it's on and cracking, man. I'm excited to go back to school, man. I'm going to get me a few outfits. I'm about to, and I'm about to master it, man. I'm about to master it, man. Because in high school, man, I was a dummy. But now I feel I'm ready for this. Now I feel I'm ready for this. With that being said, just had to say it, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hit the like button on your way out. And let's roll, man. Go back to school. Go back to school.
Hey, what's poppin', Tony? Yeah, man, what's good? It's another one like the other one, man. So what? 2005? That's the one you asking about? All right, man. Yeah, I think I could do that one for you, man. All right. Well, the first time I attacked, a follower of the NF, which was a Northern Structure member by the name of Sopper from Daly City, Arthur Sowell. This was a big dude, man. This was a big dude, and I don't even know what I was thinking at that time. Like, I was 140 pounds, like freaking, I'm 5'3", so it was like, man, this dude was a giant, like 6'8", almost 300, big old swole cat. And, I didn't know him. I didn't know him from Adam. I mean, it just, I was coming back from court, from the county jail, going back to San Quentin Hole, and I happened to be in R&R. And I swear I crossed paths with this individual. Now, a few months before I went back out to court, I had got into it with the individual in the hole by the name of Conejo from Gilroy. And, he was writing me all these cards like, we Northern Riders, I don't know why you guys broke off, and, all this crap that, that I had potential and whoop-de-whoop, and I should have did all this and rebelled against the big homies, just follow orders, bro, and, you can eat at the table, and, like, yeah, bro, we ain't trying to hear none of that. I said, look, bro, you want to run your mouth and say this and that, bro, next time I go to court, I'm going to make an example out of one of your homeboys. And like I said, I like to live by my word. I mean, many individuals can hate and whatnot, man. That's just because when you do things like this and you think outside the box and you do things that people don't expect you to do, that's what, it's people are in disbelief and they like to hate and say whatnot. But, yeah, man, I went ahead and victimized this individual. I got 8 years for this case, it was, this fact, it's on paper and everything. Like I said, bro, I'm hoping you get that other channel up, so you could, post the paperwork. I know all the paperwork is in my book, but at the same time, I know your channel can't really do that because of the YouTube rules and all that. But, the paperwork always speaks volumes for itself. And, sometimes the cops describe it better than we do. But long story short, man, I was coming back from court. At that time, I had just stabbed a cop in my county jail by the name of Montalvo, and they were kicking me out and whatnot. So I got sent back upstate, and I was about to get on the bus. And they have two different buses. You have the state buses, which are from CDC, taking people back for violations and whatnot, and then you have the sheriffs. Well, because I was brought down by the sheriffs, I had to go on the sheriff's bus. Well, I passed by this tank, and that big cat, Arthur Sowell, was like, hey, bro, don't I know you from the 7th floor? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's me. What's up, homie? How you been? Whoop, whoop. But I don't know this cat, man. I never met this cat in my life. But my whole goal at that time, my mindset was I'm going to go in the tank with these individuals and try to blast as many as I could, just one razor blade. But, I was a youngster. I was, 21, 22 years old, This was my mindset, thinking I'm going to be some type of a Rambo and I'm just going to get all these dudes and do this and that. It never works out like that. But, when you're young mentality, you don't You don't think like that. You think you can do the most. So I get there, and I'm upstate already. I'm in R&R right there, getting processed. They're waiting to take my TB tests and my pictures and whatnot. And I run into the homie Peanut from Sanho from VNP out of North of Pride, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, what's up? What?" And he was rolling with the riders at the time. He wanted to come up, and I was like, "Hey, bro, who are all these individuals in these tanks?" Because he was already, he was already washed with the Northerners, but in the county jail, he was still going to the lines. He was actually on the yard with Boxer from San Francisco, and I tell Peanut, man, what's up, man? He goes, well, look, for all these fools think I'm active too, bro, so just play it off. And my paperwork said I was NF, which I wasn't. I was in the hole for getting off on the cops and getting caught with the peace. So I'm supposed to go back to the hole right there from county jail. And I was like, well, who's this cat's over here? He goes, hey, look, if you run in that tank when you go to get your TB test and your photograph, there's a homie that pushes with the riders too, the little homie Miklo. He said, I mean, try not to hit him. He's a little short, fat one. And I'm like, all right. I was like, bro, but they're all little short, fat ones. And he was like, oh, man. And I was like, hey, look, who's that big dude right there? There was a big dude that was outside of the tank signing some emergency contact papers. If you die or you go to the hospital to contact your family. Hey, bro, that's Arthur Sowell. That's Sapo from Daly City. He's a bro. He was over here on the bus trying to punk one of the homies, Angel Spencer, telling him why he was in Brown and why he was PC and what happened and this and that, just trying to ask the most. And I was like, okay. I said, get that dude there. And he was like, man, that fool's big. Peanut's like 6'1", and this other cat, he's like, he towers over him. And I'm like, man, I got him, man, don't trip. Pull my blade out my mouth, and I'm like, okay, well. And lo and behold, they came to my cage and were like, hey, TB test and what do you call it? You still active? You still functioning? I was like, hell yeah. And they were like, okay. So they let me out the cage. So I passed by a dude. He's eating an apple right there, signing his emergency contact. And he was like, what's up, little homie? With the woo? And I'm like, all right now. I gave him a handshake, and I went to take my little TB test because they used to do the TB test on your skin. And I went and got my picture. And I took my picture. I was taking my picture. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna whack the hell out of this dude, man. So I'm smiling and everything about my picture right there. And it went down like that, man. That's how it went down. I did my thing. I passed right by him. He was still writing his little emergency contact list. And I jumped on that fool's neck. I look like Chucky, man, because I'm real little, man. This dude's like 6'8", and I jumped on the back of his neck, and I just cut his hand one time, jumped down, and this dude's like, why you cut me, homie? Why you cut me? And I'm like, bro, I ain't your homeboy. I mean, with the Woo, Northern Riders, homeboy, this is what it is. This is, mind you, this is back in 2005. St. Quentin really wasn't privy to the Northern Rider thing. Like, not all Northerners were abreast to it, as far as like as a danger, as a threat. Tracy had the most violence with the homies at the time, with the compadres at the time, and so I'm whacking this fool, and I'm getting off on this fool, and this fool's running from me, and I'm like, I'm in disbelief. I'm like, what? Like, this dude, he could really literally knock me out with one hit. Like, come on, man. I was a little dude. I was a little ass cat back then, and I was like, wow, man. This fool starts backpedaling, like stop. And I'm like, what the hell? What's up, bro? I mean, I'm telling this dude F North F the NF, like, what's up, bro? And the cops grabbed this fool, and they grabbed me. This fool's leaking, and they pulled me into a little room where they had like the laundry, and then they cuffed me up. They're like, what was that for? I was like, man, this fool disrespect my family. They're like, all right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So dude's right there leaking, man. His it's really open bad, like the back of his head, like you'd almost see his skull. Like it was pretty bad, man. And they throw him on the gurney, throw the little the breath thing they put in the mask on the face, and they take him to the outside hospital and whatnot. And it was crazy because at the time, that cat Snoop, he had done some dumb stuff. He had kicked somebody on the tier or something, and he happened to be in medical just to do his little eval. Had to make sure he's okay, even though nothing happened to him. And he happened to see this dude, and I see him the next day, and coming through Donner, I was on overflow of the hole, and he was like, "Hey, bro, freaking yeah, man, I heard you cut some cat over there," and I was like, "Yeah, man, some northern cat, man, I got him R&R. He was like, I seen that dude, man. He was on my tier right here, man. Cause he was on Carson section. And I was in the showers talking to him from there, and he was like, "Look, bro, if it was right here, like wrapped up like a mummy, getting dressing changed like twice a day." And I'm like, "Is that right? Okay, that's right. That's what's up." But yeah, man. I mean, that's when I got that cat, man. It was just something real quick, It was just just a little show, and I ended up running to that cat Conejo and like, bro, I got your boy, bro. What's up, man? I said, man, you gotta have more security than that. And after we started talking all kinds of crap, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, and it was crazy because when I got Joe Jeff on the end of the interview, I told you the dude that became a carnal and whatnot from Salinas. Conejo had popped up right there in Delano too, and I was like, bro, that's two already. I got your homies, bro. Like, man, you guys supposed to, have a little bit more security, tighten it up, bro. And that fool was like, oh man, this and that and this and that, homie. I'm like, bro, you guys keep talking, bro. You guys keep threatening me, threatening my family and whatnot, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. Stop doing all that, bro. It ain't that serious, bro. Like, I mean, we at war, we at war. We want what we want, bro. We want Northern independence, and that was pretty much, just a roundabout. What happened in that incident, and like I said, I got 8 years for it. I went to Marin County, and I got 8 years. The fool let him take pictures. He didn't make no statements or nothing, man. But I can speak on that. But like I said, man, it was what it was. Northern Riders were trying to, show who they were at that time, and this is the blood that we spilled, and let them know, man, that we're not nothing to be played with. And you individuals always want to come behind an individual, hit people when they're sleeping and doing stuff. Like, so that's what we gonna do, bro. We gonna play the same rules. Every rule that you play, we gonna play them better because we have no rules. We don't have any rules in warfare. It's always unconventional, and that's what it ended up happening, man. And yeah, like I said, I got 8 more years and tagged on to my sentence. They were trying to give me 9 years life without parole, but that was it, bro. That was a little. That was the first time I drew blood on Northerners in prison. I had already did my thing on the streets, which I can't really speak about, but it was what it was. And hey, man, that was a part of the evolution of the Riders at the time. Then that was the first incident the Riders had ever done in San Quentin and drew blood against the Northern aggression.